My name is Olivier Geraghty and I'm a model. My best feature or characteristic is, I always find that question quite funny to answer when someone asks me. It'll probably be my eyes, because a lot of people and photographers have said that my eyes, when you look into my eyes, it's like I'm looking into your soul, and you can read a lot of emotion from it, so I guess that's my best characteristic. Modeling was something that I happened to get into. I never originally wanted to be a model. I was originally studying architecture at university, and then I graduated last September. And I also work as a stylist. So one of the models that I was styling, he told me that, oh, you look really great. Are you a model? And I was like, no, I'm not. He's like, wow, you should really try it. He's really good. There's a lot of money, a lot of stuff that can come from it. And I was like, I still prefer the styling side to things, because I thought there was more, there's more kind of, how do I say, more authority in regards to a shoot when you're a stylist working along with a photographer. But then, I just went in and I actually went, he said, okay, just go in, please, please. So I was like, okay, I'll go in for you. So he sent an email to the director of the agency. I went in, met the director, Paul, at Nevs, and he introduced me to Rebecca, who's head of New Faces department. They took some Polaroids of me, and this was just before Fashion Week, literally a day before. And they took some Polaroids of me outside, asked me to do my walk, and then they took me on straight away. He gave me a contract, and I was like, whoa, yeah, literally. The worst experience I've had would most likely be when my uncle died the previous day before I had a shoot. And what happened was, when you're working on a set and the editorial is based on a certain story which obviously evokes a certain emotion, so obviously a photographer wants a lot from you, and it's really hard to do that when you're thinking about someone that's just died. You have to kind of completely blank everything that's going on in your life, and then when you're in front of that camera, it's just you, the photographer, and the camera. You've got to forget about everything. And that was one of the hardest things I had to face, was literally kind of taking myself away from my personal life at the time. Major challenges are that in the industry, I would say there are a smaller amount of, you would say, black male models in the industry. So obviously, it is very competitive with the models that are in it already. And obviously, modeling is based on certain looks. So if you have a right look for this and that and this and this. But I feel that the way modeling is going, the times have changed. Models such as myself can progress a lot further in the industry. And in all due time, I feel that it will just become the norm where a black male model is seen as working in every industry, really, in every country. So it all just takes time. I think because I work on so much stuff, so I'm also working on a luggage label as well, and working as a stylist and working as a model. You have less time, but the time you do have, you really start to appreciate a lot more. Because there's days when, obviously, before I was modeling, it's like, oh, free day, you know what I mean? There's nothing to do, oh man. But now that when I'm working quite a lot, and then I have that free day, I appreciate to hang out with my friends. But it does take you away from planning stuff. Because what happens is, you could be saying, yeah, I'm going to meet you tomorrow for, hang out, catch up with some old friends, but then your booker will go, oh, you've got a shoot tomorrow. So you kind of you're in limbo in regards to your life. You've got to kind of just be very tentative and just relaxed. So when something does come up, your friends could know, but most of my friends and family have come to grips with that, so it's all good now. Like within starting modeling, within the first 2 months, I booked my first campaign, which was for the big retail store, TK Maxx. And yeah, now it's all over the UK and Poland and Iceland and places like that for about 6 months, which is really cool. I also recently shot my first cover, which was for Draper's magazine, which was pretty cool. So everything's going progressively good right now, and hopefully I aim to get to the top eventually. So, the sky's the limit. In 10 years' time, I look to hopefully finish my Part 3 of my architecture degree and still be modeling, and mainly focusing on designing fashion retail stores and luxury houses and apartments. And that's primarily what I want to do, and still be modeling, hopefully. Aspiring models, wow. I think that models personally who are trying to get into modeling, it's one of those things you've got to keep being very patient motivated and confidence. You have to keep the confidence, otherwise the moment you give up, it's just all is lost. And it is one of the hardest industries to break through and get into in the first place. So as long as you keep that motivation and will inside of you, then you can do anything, literally.